Recently, my co-host of RealConvo, Alan Mednick, a show that you will soon see here on America's Voice News, we sat down with an organization looking to change that with some just amazing results. Take a look. And welcome to RealConvo. Joining us now is Purple Heart recipient and combat wounded veteran Brian Flemming. Also joining us once again, Dr. Allison Bested. Thank you so much. So we were going over the brain scans a little bit, and I want to go into your personal story, Brian, but let's go back to those images that we were talking about and kind of explaining how this works, those brain scans. So you were talking about gray matter is actually the healthy brain.
That's correct. So if you look at the brain scans again, the one on the top is the pre-hyperbaric chamber treatment, and you can see there's a large amount of decreased blood flow to the brain compared to after the treatment. On the bottom, you can see there's much more gray, which represents normal perfusion, and the brown and the black has turned to green, which represents very mild reduction. So that's a great improvement after hyperbaric treatment.
And how many days is that about? Do you know?
So the usual treatment is 30 days. Basically, there are 40 treatments altogether. There's one in the morning and one in the afternoon until a total of 40 treatments is finished.
Wow. And Brian, you're going through that right now.
Yes.
It's amazing. I got to tell you. So
he just loves that word amazing.
I know, but look at this face.
I know.
This face
smiling.
is beautiful, and
tell that to my wife.
I know. But he had burns all over his face.
Yeah, full face and neck were second degray.
So tell us your personal story.
I served with the U.S. Army's 10th Mountain Division as a team leader in an infantry platoon back in 2006. While I was there, I was in 2 vehicles that were blown up. First one ran over a bomb in the road. I actually walked away completely physically unharmed from that, but I started having headaches every day. I was forgetting things that I knew I should know. It was creating a little bit of strife between me and my immediate supervisor, and I didn't know why. And then a couple months later, July 24th of 2006, a suicide bomber pulled his minivan, got right up next to my door on Highway 1 in Kandahar, and he blew the whole thing into about 10,000 pieces. And it was literally from me to you, or me to you really, because he was on this side, right there on the road next to each other, and woke up in a ditch on the side of the road, had no idea what happened, and he was the only guy to die that day, which is why my Purple Heart license plate on my truck says "Nice try," because that's my sort of to him. So
I love that.
After 14 months at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas, burn treatment, reconstructive surgery, scraped my skin off with the razor blades. I had a very unique person come into my life that helped help me into my next mission in life.
Now you're incredible, because I did read somewhere that you do motivational speaking now. And you actually went on stage with your bandages on.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be on stage. That's where that...
You didn't know that?
The guy I met, my first mentor, a guy named Dave Reaver, he was injured horribly in Vietnam by a phosphorus grenade.
Yeah.
He came home, he started speaking, writing books. Well, he came and spoke to me and about 30 other guys who had been blown up and shot up. And we hit it off, and he said, "Hey, I'll show you how to do something with this, if you'd like." Well, I get a call like a month later. And his secretary says, "Hey, he's going to be at this place in this small town, middle of nowhere, Kansas. He wants you to come."
Hey, now I'm from Kansas. Watch it.
Manhattan, Kansas. So we weren't in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
And so he brings me there, and he's talking. I didn't realize how many people had filled in behind me. I'm on the front row. I'm still in burn bandages. My face is pretty pink.
You can't even tell.
Yeah, on my hands.
And that's what the amazing thing is. Look, you could repair, obviously, and I don't know what you looked like before. Hopefully you're
not much better.
Okay.
But, you're really handsome.
But look,
he's already taken.
But look, I mean, obviously you could fix physical. Mental is something else.
Yeah, so I want to know how you, going along those lines, I want to know how you got in touch with the Project 22. Like, how did that happen for you?
It was through a friend, I think it was through my friend Debbie Lee, whose son Mark Lee was a SEAL who was killed in Iraq. And she had hooked me up, I think, with 22 Project and this whole hyperbaric thing. And so that's, it's interesting. This is my second run through hyperbaric treatment. And the first time I noticed, when I was done with it, I started noticing I'm falling asleep earlier. I'm normally like a 1 or 2 a.m. guy because my mind is just racing. I'm turned on at night. my headaches went away by about 75%.
Really?
75%?
Yeah, about. I was having severe
From
headaches. 1 to 3 times a day I would have severe headaches. And it went down to like 1 every few days. And it fluctuates still sometimes, but it is massively better. And I just can't wrap my head around why in the world the VA and the military never offered me this treatment 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My quality of life for the past 13 years would have been revolutionized and different for the better.
That's right.
So, Dr. Bested, I want
what
to...
is it about the hyperbaric chamber that, like with the headaches? How does that? What is it that helps? Reduce the headaches? Or
Well, we suspect because you get better blood flow to the brain, that when the brain has a headache, one of the causes can be reduced oxygen to the brain. So when you give the brain more oxygen, the headaches disappear.
wow,
That's amazing.
And what it's basically doing is revitalizing the cells in the brain. or-
Absolutely.
regenerating itself? Like,
Yeah,
what's
so the
it doing?
stem cells in the brain produce more stem cells, which are the neurons. So you're getting a whole new replacement for the neurons in the brain. So you have better functionality, which leads to better sleep, less pain, all of these symptoms that are anxiety, depression, all these things tend to basically be improved.
So Brian, how long after did you start realizing that you had TBI or PTSD or both?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
How long after did you realize?
It wasn't like I woke up one day and I felt a difference. It was sort of like one day I just sort of noticed that things were a little different or better than they used to be. I can't really pinpoint a time or how long it took. I would imagine it's different for everybody, but it didn't take very long. And it was
how
probably
many sessions have you done?
I did 40 originally, and now this week I've done probably 12 at this point. We still have some more to go.
Okay. And what's the difference? Why would you need to come back for a second one?
I got the opportunity.
Okay.
and I realized how much it helped me the first time. If I can maybe double those results, that would dramatically improve my quality of life.
It's incredible. And what else are you doing? You're going around and doing motivational speaking too.
Yeah, I realized that after I was injured, that day that my first mentor pulled me up on stage in front of 3,000 people and I didn't know it and I was still in burn bandages, I met a young lady after that who had been raped and molested and abused as a kid. Her boyfriend had broken up with her. She tried to kill herself and failed. But she approached me after this event, after I spoke for 2 minutes. And she said, but if you can get through all that, she said, I think I can get through this. And that was a turning point. It was a 1-degree shift. It gave meaning to my suffering. And I discovered my new mission in life. And that's one of the big challenges veterans face, is that they get out of the military, it's sort of an institution, it is. And so you're sort of institutionalized, you're part of something, and you get out, and a lot of men and women, they don't have their next mission. And I didn't either, but I found it through that. And so I found meaning in my suffering. That was the number one foundational thing that turned me in a good direction.
Doctor, I want to go back to you too, though, because your background again was, in dealing with blood, then you've kind of gotten on board with this. Why did you want to get involved with the 22 Project? Because you heard what Ryan was saying, you don't understand why the VA wasn't on board with this. You're hearing him say this. You want to be a part of it. What inspired you to do that?
Yes, well, I'm on staff at the Institute for Neuroimmune Medicine at Nova Southeastern University, and part of the mission there is to help the patients with Gulf War illness. Mm-hmm. And these are veterans that are specifically sick as a result of a Desert Storm, which was in 1990. So we have part of our clinic is devoted to helping these veterans. So my boss, Dr. Nancy Klimas, she invited me to this meeting to see about this hyperbaric, because Alex Cruz approached her and said, could we do some research on hyperbaric? And that's how I got involved. So it's absolutely thrilling. I've seen now 20 of the SPECT scans and before and after treatment, and also the multiple symptom questionnaires, which we have a graph that shows a distinct improvement from before to after the treatments. The numbers go from a high of 75, which is a total disability, down to half after the 40 treatments, 35.
So when you hear someone like Brian say, I noticed right away, how does that make you feel as a doctor?
Well, it gives me hope to try to basically bring this information and to do some clinical research trials, which we will be involved with shortly, to try to show that this actually does work in a clinical trial, so that eventually we'll be able to apply for Department of Defense grants to do a huge trial, so that we can actually show the mechanisms, how this works, particularly in Gulf War illness, but also in post-traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. You had mentioned about the VA, trying to go to VA. What other type of treatments have you gone for before this?
Well, basically the treatments. I mean, the VA offers you pills, and more pills. Talk to somebody. I mean, I just wasn't real big on that. I watched so many of my friends get into this circle, this downward cycle of pills they couldn't get out of, and if you just stopped, you could die if you just cold turkey stop.
Yeah.
And I decided from day one, I'm not going to make myself worse. I'll fight it head on or die trying it. You know, that was my own personal choice. I don't advise other people on what to do. I'm not qualified to do that. But for me, it's like I'd rather be myself and deal with these things, because at least it's really me dealing with it.
Yeah, you were married when you went into the military? Or?
I got married 3 months before I left and deployed to Afghanistan.
Okay, and was there a difference with your family, that they saw it, your wife saw it?
Oh yeah,
What was going
and
on?
she got a completely different man coming home. And I've apologized to her that over the years. I'm sorry you married someone else and then you ended up with me. But we'll be celebrating 15 years of marriage pretty soon, and we're making it work. I can tell you, I got a good woman from Texas. You're from Texas. Y'all make your women good down there.
I got my boots on. I should have put my cowboy hat on. I got my boots on.
I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm a good apologizer. I think that has a big thing to do with it. That's my only credit.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
I'm dead serious.
No, I think it's awesome. I'm sure she's noticing improvement in you as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just so inspired.
You're an amazing guy.
By your story. Brian, thank you so much for joining us here on RealConvo. It's been such a pleasure to have you on. Please come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're going to get some more treatments done, right?
Yep. And I just want to remind everybody, I mean, we all get blown up in life. We all have catastrophes happen, but every catastrophe actually produces opportunities. But most people get so hung up in their catastrophe, they miss the opportunities right in front of them. And so keep your eyes open.
We definitely will. And keep your eyes open for more segments like the one you just saw. Again, the name of the show is RealConvo, and it's going to be coming your way here on America's Voice News.